gung, 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 gung. Gung, 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 gung.
Hello everyone, welcome to Sunrise Extra on a Wednesday. How is everybody doing? We're getting all these social sites up. Hi guys, how are you? There's a lot happening right now this morning, but if you're watching this later on in the day, then you already know. So our topic this morning is...
You haven't even asked it in person yet, but you've already answered.
See, people are, yes, on Facebook, you can already see the question. Would you pay someone to stand in a line for you?
Jody Booth Barnes, first on the board here, says no. This is a story. You ran a story, or you ran with this story this morning on our TV show. And I remember Rod watching this going, what the heck? What is this all about? This is brand new.
It's brand new. There's an app that just launched in Portland last Thursday. It's called SAFF, S-A-F. It's the Farsi word for queue or line, because two lifelong friends, two women, started this app. One is a busy working mom, and she was, you know, I mean, your kids only have so much like attention span and you know, attitude to sit down at a meal, let alone wait in line and then sit down through the whole
Disneyland,
dinner.
where it's all about them, they still can't stand the line. The lines don't work.
So she couldn't go out for, you know, like brunch, and a lot of restaurants that don't take reservations, you have to put your name in and wait. Her friend, who's worked for Amazon, has a tech background, and she hated waiting in line. She was spending like date nights, you know, with her boyfriend, waiting in super long lines for restaurants. So they launched this app. It's $10. Well, let me have you watch the story, and then we're going to talk about it. So here it goes. Airport, DMV, the new iPhone. Then there's brunch in Portlandia.
Party of 16?
You gotta be kidding me, dude.
It's gonna be a little while.
How long have you been waiting?
15 minutes.
How long did they tell you it would be?
30.
Two Portland friends had enough waiting. They just launched a line concierge app.
SAFF actually means queue in our native language of Farsi.
Right now, it's restaurants that don't take reservations. Choose your spot. You're paired with someone who will go there, put your name on the list, and text you updates until you arrive.
It starts at about $12 for the first 15 minutes and $1.50 every 5 minutes thereafter. And then just to put your name on a wait list is $10.
Jam on Hawthorne, 11 a.m. on a Friday. Screen door, never not a line. Don't be me. With SAFF, sleep in or shop nearby until your table's ready. SAFF will be coming soon for the DMV, product launches, even Black Friday.
DMV might be worth it. I know someone that waited in line at the DMV for 3 hours yesterday.
That's your Sunrise 60.
True story, right? Especially if we're going to be getting those real IDs sometime next summer, the lines are going to be crazy.
So there is a lot to unpack here. Of course, you know, some restaurants won't even seat you until your whole party is physically there. So how does that work? So these two women, you know, it's $10 just to put your name on the list. It's $12 if you put your name on the list and then you wait for 15 minutes, and then $1.50 every 5 minutes after that. So we went to the screen door you saw, huge line.
Always.
It was about 50-50 of people who would do this. So how it works is they'll put your name on the list and then text you an update, and then if you want, that person, the line concierge will leave, and you just have to get there within the estimated time. If your table is called and you need to be there and you're not there, they'll just let the next person in line go ahead of you, and that's kind of how it works.
I just realized, how do I know which person is me in line?
They put, you know, they'll put Nina down on the list.
No, but when I show up, I guess...
I bet you could text them.
I'm thinking I'm walking up and I'm wondering, of you 50 people, where am I? Which one is me?
Well, a lot of times it's not an actual line that, you know, at restaurants you're just kind of mingling out there until your name is called. But for product launches, things like that, like Black Friday, where you actually have to queue up, they'll, you know, you can text and they'll give you a clothing description.
Imagine what you'd be paying for somebody to wait. Like, I don't know if people still wait, like, in front of Best Buy. I bet they do. I think they do. So, like, the people who camp out, can you imagine paying somebody to do that?
I feel like those people are there camping out for the experience.
Yeah, it's part of it.
But I mentioned earlier on the show, don't you think it's at least possible that somebody somewhere is not going to like this, and they're going to be sitting there waiting for an hour, then somebody's just going to walk in at the last second and go,
90%
oh,
of the
thank
time,
you.
You're not going to know because it's
I
not
hope
a physical line.
Because
where
if you
someone is
know, I've seen fist fights started over less.
Right. And I think on Black Friday situations, definitely.
Oh, yeah, totally.
So I could see what you're, there is a protocol that we've have abided by for years and years and years. Right? You're standing in line.
Yeah,
you're right.
I don't care what you paid. I've been
in front of the line,
standing.
and maybe a group of like 7 or 8 replaced that one person. That would annoy me.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if one replaced one, who cares? But you're right. If a group of 10 shows up, and I'm like, like I'm that far back in the line.
But there's still the notion. I've been standing here, and I don't care, Mr. Rich Fancy Pants, how much you paid. Get your ass behind me.
Whoa!
I mean, seriously, I see that. I see that scenario playing out.
Everyone duck. He's angry.
I mean, come on. Am I alone? Come on. Amy over here knows what I'm talking about. Editor Amy, she knows what I'm talking about. Come on.
She's yelling, not alone.
There are a lot of people chiming in right now on our Facebook feeds. So I say good morning to all those watching on all of our feeds, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.com. Mark Wall says, like you say, Rod, unfair for the people who do wait properly in that line. But maybe there's a new definition for properly here.
Does he agree with my terminology? Maybe not.
He didn't say anything about kicking anyone's
say
backside.
that online. There's no FCC regulations online. Eric Williams, a few years ago, I was in line for the new iPhone. I was 10th in line. A guy paid the guy first in line $1,000.
I remember that.
Wow. I would totally do that.
We had that story.
I asked these women who launched this app, like what is kind of the feedback you're getting from restaurants, and because I was like, I wonder if this is going to be, like causing some friction at the door, and they said restaurants are all about it. Because if you think about it, who was saying they haven't been to Screen Door?
No, that
I haven't been because every time we go, the line's around the corner, so we always go somewhere else.
Yeah, it turns you off. I haven't been to certain restaurants in a long time because I just don't want to deal with it.
Right.
And maybe with this, you would be more apt to check out another restaurant again if you just don't have to deal with it.
I get it, more apt.
Yes,
I get it.
more apt to. And interesting stuff. So if you own a business or something in Portland that's on one of these busy streets like Hawthorne or Division or downtown, this is actually
business boom.
kind of putting more money back into our economy because think of, if you don't have to be standing in a line on a sidewalk, you could be going to have a drink while you're waiting somewhere else at a different establishment. You could be shopping nearby and you get the text, hey, your table's 5 minutes from being done, and then you start making your way down there.
And I know Kat said she would do it in a heartbeat. And by the way, people are agreeing with your terminology. People are...
You like my terminology?
Steve Carlson says, #GoRod.
And Rob St. Helen, love your terminology, Rod. Well said, says Severin, I think.
It was said in a moment of passion.
I'm sure you've done that a lot in your life. Ryan Piddle, I think that's how you say your last name, Ryan. Thank you for watching. He brings up a point because you talk about getting this text by way of this app, but he says, and I was thinking this myself, most restaurants already take your mobile number and will call you when your table is ready, which is true. I mean, you don't have to wait in a line.
Right, yeah, they'll text.
But you have to go down there and put your name on the list.
Yes.
And at that point, you can,
and then you're
paying the person to get in line to begin with.
Yes.
I do like that though, because in that case, we have gone next door to get a drink somewhere, knowing it was going to be 30 minutes, and we had them texting us.
Right.
I do like the way they do that.
Yeah.
But that's you starting in the line, or you
going down there,
at least, physically going in, putting your name in. They text you later when your table's ready. Yes, I see what you're saying. This is different because I can see if you're home, you're running late for something, and you're like, you know what, we're not going to get down there. Let's get someone else down there for us, and we'll catch up. Basically.
Exactly, and especially like for breakfast or for brunch, like. You can literally sleep in an extra few minutes and know that you're not going to have to go down there and wait.
And Nina, you may have already talked about this, but I mean, how early is the setup? I make you said no reservations. So I mean, I'm planning to be at the restaurant by 7. I mean, do I need to start this process
7 p.m.?
If I want to arrive at the restaurant at 7 p.m., that's what I'm thinking. When do I need to start the process of going to the app and paying someone to get there?
And you would choose your restaurant, and then you would say, earlier in the evening,
like 6:30 a.m.
And put in a request for a line concierge, and that person gets the alert. Okay, I'll take it. So this is the perfect gig for if you live near, one of these neighborhoods that has these hot restaurants.
That's true.
If you're a student, and maybe you're an Uber driver or you deliver for caviar. This is just another one of those things that's part of our gig economy. They're calling it, where you can take, little jobs here and there, and wait in line for 5 minutes for someone if you live nearby. You just make a little bit of cash.
And Ginny Carlson says, privilege? Not going to take it. And I mean, honestly, in this day and age where people will Postmate, like, I think I saw McDonald's had delivery and Wendy's had delivery, and I'm like, people can't.
Eats does McDonald's.
I know. So like now people are just lazier.
Busy. There's no parking.
Maybe
anymore.
busier. Yeah, it's not lazier.
There's no parking anymore.
Yeah.
You know, like so it's impossible. I mean, especially if you're going to dinner, you know, downtown or on Division. I mean, it's going to take you 20 minutes to find a parking spot anyway.
You know, it's crazy.
And then you're going to spend, you know, a half an hour waiting.
In Seoul, South Korea, if you go there, Burger King and McDonald's and others, they literally own fleets of their own motorcycles.
Oh, wow.
Because the common thing to do is not to walk down to the restaurant, but to have it delivered to you. Everything is delivered 24/7 in Seoul.
Wow.
And you see these motorcycles all over the place from these different restaurants delivering all this stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy. And it seems like we're taking little mini steps here in our country to go that same route.
I just feel like this idea would catch on. I mean, already we're getting all of our stuff delivered. Other people are doing stuff for us. So I think it's
going to do really well. And this is they have something similar to this in New York and LA. But it's a call and text service, so you have to pre-schedule like the day before and work it out between you and directly another person versus like going onto an app and just saying, clicking this, you know, at the moment that you want it.
I still don't see why there's such a great need for this. I know what you said earlier. Someone, instead of, because I'm saying right now the process is go to the restaurant. Oh, there's a long wait. Okay, I'll put my name in, and then maybe we'll go next door down the street and grab a drink somewhere. This is different because I never have to show up to begin with in the first place. Someone else can go for me. But I thought you just said one of the benefits of this was so that other businesses in the area would benefit from people now waiting. Well, that's what I'm already doing. I'm giving those other businesses my business because I went to this restaurant.
So if you're downtown and you want to go to Tasty and Alder, and you're already downtown, and you don't want to just waste a half. I mean, Tasty and Alder, man, you're going to wait 45 minutes.
Because they won't take my number there, is what you're saying.
You have to go in and put your name in.
Okay.
And then they'll call you.
I have gone to Tasty and Alder.
Physically walk in. But I mean, you're going to wait an hour somewhere.
But you can still walk around, right? That's what Drew said.
It doesn't bother me that much.
I think it's different for different things. I mean, there's the #1 restaurant right now in Portland is called Eam. It's over on North Williams. There's no reservations. You have to go and put your name in, and there's a freaking mob of people. I mean, the food is incredible, and that's why there's a line. But you're going to wait at least an hour for a table.
Yeah.
Can I put you on the spot?
Yes.
So let's say an hour. We're talking because at one point we were talking about a 5-minute wait. Now we're talking about maybe an hour. Someone's going to save me an hour by standing in line. What would that hour cost? Do we know?
If I have a
generally
babysitter
speaking?
come at 6 and I want to go to the restaurant at 7, that costs me $16 an hour for the
this
babysitter.
app.
Was
the
a buck
babysitter.
Right, I know, but I'm asking for this person to pay someone to stand in line for me for an hour will cost how much?
If I just want them to put my name in, it's $10. And then the restaurant will call myself.
But then it was $1.50 every 5 minutes, I think you said at one point, as you wait. So it adds up.
After 15 minutes.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So it kind of breaks it down. If you want to check out the app, it's called SAFF, S-A-F. Go to it's only on Apple right now. In like a month, it's going to be on Android. It's called SAFF for Clients, and that's if you want to be a user. If you want to be one of the line waiters and get paid, it's called SAFF for Concierges.
See, I have this dream of simpler times.
Simpler times?
Not going
and
that
this,
way.
this is not going to help me with my simpler time dream. Because I had this idea that in 25 years we ought to say, oh, the heck with the cell phones, we're not going to use these anymore, we're going to go back to doing things the way we used to.
You know what I do like?
Standing in line is not that big of a deal, for goodness sakes.
I do like you pull up to the Taco Bell drive-thru and there's 20 cars in front of you. I hate that. What if there was somebody right there going, Mr. Hill, for $5, you can go ahead and go home. I'll go through the drive-thru, pick up what you want, and then bring it to your house. I would love that.
Wait a minute.
Oh, he's getting
that's
Cost more than $5.
Yeah, there's already something
$5,
for that,
right, dude?
Postmates.
That's what you're offering someone to do that to?
I'll take it or leave it.
Rob, that exists.
How about for, hey, would you
But I mean, I only want it at the second I pull up to the drive-thru and I see the 20 cars in front of me. At that exact moment, that's when I want it.
That's
Would
when
you
you
do it for
whip
20
out
bucks?
your phone.
Yeah, that's what I'm willing to pay.
20 bucks? Would you give 20 bucks to someone to do that? Get in that line and...
If I was really hungry. Yeah, if I was really hungry.
What's your go-to order at Taco Bell?
So typically I always get whatever was standard on the menu when they open, because anything they've added since then is all frivolous stuff. So I get the bean burrito. You can order it with green and red sauce if you didn't know that. Green and red sauce. Then you get the crispy taco. You get the what's called a double tostada now, which is the original tostada, but they added tomatoes on it.
Right.
That's what I get.
I do like that double
Eric
taco.
Williams on Facebook says, Rod, you need new restaurants.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
He tried Screen Door. There was a line. So
There was a line.
Yeah.
Thank you, Drew, for defending me.
The SAFF app ladies are watching. Hi, guys. Watching on
now they're mad at
Instagram.
me.
Yes,
Oh, they
we
are.
were talking about it. No, I think this is awesome. It's a women-owned business. They're in this kind of women-owned business like peer group. And, I mean, they're local and they're kind of launching this app. I think this is going to be
It's a
big.
cool
so if it
idea.
does well in
Yeah.
Portland, they're going to try and expand this
Yeah.
to different cities.
You know
I
how
think
many
it's
of
gonna
us
be
have
big.
had ideas, or you've heard people have ideas, and you just don't do it
Right.
because, you know, you just don't. And then these ladies had this idea, and then look at it. I mean, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, no,
but
it's a lot of them.
Busy now, you know, like any kind of help and convenience. And you think about, like, you know, when they launched the new Jordan shoe or like some product launch like the iPhone. I
Right.
mean, yeah, I think it could. If you don't see the direct like swap between someone and you just see like a text and then someone's, I don't know, I think you could be more discreet about it where you wouldn't cause like fist fights in a line.
Well, I mean, you're probably right. If it's, I'm picturing the line and the guy showing up and going, and you know how it is. The line's this long.
I mean,
you show up at the last second, and you go, hi, and the guy behind you is always, hey, man, what are you doing?
Right.
Or
As
at least
long
they're thinking,
as you
right?
can
Yeah.
avoid
Emotions
that scene
are
by just checking in at the concierge, then it's probably fine.
You know what I think is just so crazy? Timbers fans, you guys are so diehard. You have a
Right.
ticket to the game, and then they go and camp. You know, some of them go and camp for at least a night to get a good seat.
Yeah.
Because it's all general admission.
Oh, for the
There's
Memorial
Army.
Coliseum,
Yeah.
Oh, no, for the Timbers.
For the Timbers games. It's
One of the
just
worst lines.
crazy.
One of the worst lines is the Bridgeport Village Santa picture line. And you know, when we always went to the same place because you want that same looking Santa Claus year after year, and then the one year we went, we're like, oh, it's a different Santa Claus. You know, we want the picture to look consistent over the
Bad
years.
Santa,
But my point being that line is crazy, and good on the Santa because he would not rush people through. When your kid got in there, he spent quality time with your child, which is great in that moment. But in the 45 to 60 minutes leading up to that, when the other kids are getting that attention, that was a painful, and it's always cold. And it's outside of Bridgeport Village.
Yeah.
Kids
I'm
are
thinking that's
impatient.
one where maybe I would pay someone to stand in
Right?
that line so I wouldn't have to. And usually
that's
it's me
what they're
standing there
saying.
while Mia goes into some place with the boys.
Oh, good. So they're not just
Yes.
standing there.
I take the bullet.
Because then they got to sit on Santa's lap and try and get a
Right.
smile
Oh my
out of
gosh.
them. So they're trying this. They're beta testing right now for Portland and for restaurants. So there's about, I think, and they're watching right now. Is it 40? I think.
They're
I don't know,
Instagrammers. They're watching on the Instagram
several dozen
feed.
restaurants,
Yeah.
and then they want to open it up to the DMV, and then kind of, you know, the sky's the limit from there.
I mean, kind of what you touched on. You guys are watching. Good for you. I mean, the people that can come up with these inventive ideas, I'm not one of them, but it amazes me the people that do, and this is probably a good idea.
They
They
said
just responded
they,
40.
40 restaurants. Okay.
So
Thank you,
the women
y'all.
are watching, and I was sort of being a naysayer how I would never use this app. I don't
Well, I
see
think
the
it's
true
not for
benefits of the
everyone,
app.
you know.
But I'm asking them right now, since they're responding in real time, like paint the scenario for me where this would really help my life or make it better. It's a Friday night. It's a date night for my wife and I. I want to put this app into play. How is this going to work exactly? Why would I want to do this? Why would it make that
Spend
night
more
better?
time eating and visiting
Yeah.
instead of standing on the sidewalk.
Spend an hour of
I'm not
quality
standing
time
on the
with your
sidewalk. I'm
wife.
putting my name in. I'm going somewhere else and grabbing a drink.
Maybe.
Yes,
you know.
definitely.
Well, I mean, maybe that other bar doesn't. I mean, I don't know. I think it's not.
That's
you
why
know,
I'm
for
asking the
every
ladies to
single-
tell
Yeah,
me
I
why
think
it's
it
such a
depends
good
on the
idea.
situation.
It would open up. I am the guy that I don't care how good your food is. I'm not waiting an hour. I honestly would just as soon go get a quarter pound of cheese at McDonald's and wait an hour. I don't care how good the food is. So this would open the door. Nina touched on this. To me, maybe taking my wife to restaurants that I'm not willing to wait for to get in.
yeah.
So, you know.
Do you think the majority of restaurants downtown take reservations or no anymore?
I think a lot of them
Probably a
do.
majority do.
Because that's the other thing. I mean, normally if you're going to go out with your wife to a nice night, you would probably make
you
a
know, there's
reservation
a-
somewhere at a certain time and you'd be okay.
Are you familiar with the Ox on Martin Luther King? It's supposed to be really good.
Yes.
They don't
They
take
don't take
reservations.
reservations.
I have a
They're
$100
on the
gift
SAFF
card.
app.
A $100 gift card I was given for some reason, probably 5+ years ago. I still have it. We've never been because I always hear there's a big line.
They do have a bar right
So I'm
next door
like-
that you can get a drink.
So I want to use this money, but I want to wait in the line.
Maybe the
I'll
So
buy
I'm
that.
torn.
You're going for a free meal, Rod. My Lord.
Hey, Rod, I will buy that gift card off you for $40.
All right, we'll talk after the show.
Transactions going. Okay, I love this talk. Keep talking about it. Go online, check out the app, SAFF. For clients, if you want to try it for restaurants, SAF for concierges. If you want to be a line waiter. Anyone else commenting?
Jeff in Oregon. How do you know how long the line is without going down there yourself?
So they estimate it for you. So when you choose your restaurant, they'll give you an estimated wait time and an estimated subtotal of what you would pay the line concierge. And then as soon as that person gets there, they give you an updated time.
So they're somehow plugged into this whole network of what's going on right then. Interesting.
Because, I mean, you know, ideally they would have other people, you know, waiting for that same, if there's only 40 restaurants on here, they kind of have an idea of like what the wait time is.
JK Jingjing on Instagram says, oh my God, amazing idea, I need this.
I need this.
I need this.
Check it out.
I know.
It's brand new in Portland, so we are kind of the test market for it, so I love it. SAFF says, the ladies are watching, they say it's frustrating for us when we arrive at date night and are told there's over an hour wait at the restaurant. We want to arrive and dine and enjoy each other's company.
Yeah. Okay.
So there you go. You can watch this story on my Facebook page coming up. And let us know.
Coming up, because you have to post it on Facebook. That's the only thing keeping it from Facebook right now.
Yes, it's coming. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you tomorrow on Thursday. Bye. Bye.